Hi, hello everyone. Uh, this is Rajkumar from BIM Modeler. So you are watching BIM Modeler channel. I'm happy that you are here. So we are starting continuous sessions from yesterday. Uh, to that, today we are going to discuss how to create a parametric Revit family for a terminal. We do have a sessions upcoming for from the next week, say architectural tutorials or Revit architecture basic. It will be a basic training. So it will be a 30 days training and it starts from Monday. You can join live. You can set a reminder for the same. So the syllabus of the training will be shared or will be in the description of those links. And do subscribe to this channel. And if you are familiar with Revit Elbow family, or if you wanted to learn the parametric Revit Elbow family, it is available here. There are so many people who asked about with the audio. The families are currently not with the audio. I will create a continuous sequential tutorials for Revit Elbow families and other fittings families, duct fitting families, and architectural window door, all the families for your learnings. So from this we'll continue to move on to the thing what we are going to discuss today. If you see that the air terminal diffuser which is available in the Revit basically, so we can able to create ourselves. If you know how to create this, you will be able to create the other parametric families. It contains parameter creation and small constraint and also the solid tool blending. And we will be able to learn about small thing about a connector, a rectangular connector, which is a duct connector. So let me start with a new family, fresh one. I'm using Revit 2020. Let's start with new. I'm going to use a metric template. There are selection. While selecting a template, there are different ways. So what you want, that the template, how do you want the air terminal families will sit on the floor, or how it will sit, whether it will sit on the face of the wall or it will sit on the ceiling. So based on that we have to categorize the things which is necessary. So there are basically majorly two types: host based families or generic model families. The family which we are going to discuss, generic model. So I will upload another video describing what is host based and what is generic model family, and what are the other categories of templates, family templates are available. Right now we're going to start with a generic model family. It is available here, which is metric. Just give open and we will be able to see that the different views open and plan views open. I don't want the other views to be open. Let me have a plan view reference level. And the first thing is first, so we can save the family wherever the your library you have. I'm going to create a supply diffuser, so I'm naming it as supply diffuser, or you can name it as generic supply diffuser, which is supply air terminal 1. So there is a file backup option. I used to keep it as 1. I don't want to create many families, and save it. The second thing is very important thing is, don't forget the category, family category and parameter. Change the category into a terminal fan category and set OK. That is the first thing, and you will be able to save the file. And the family which requires a shape which is a blend shape like this one, so which is very simple. We need to create a parametric Revit family, so which is nothing but you can take simply a blend and take it we can create a rectangular shape. We are editing the bottom of the blend. You just draw it around the center, and you will be able to create a dimension and dimension, a equal to dimension. And if you miss the dimension, you will be able to select it and edit witness line, and you will be able to select it again. You can select and drag it out, make it equal. Let's take that one more dimension for the outer portion. It is grill face, diffuser face. On the other side also we have to equal it, equal, and let's make this dimension for the width, length and width. Let's create a parameter from here, or there are other way which I will show you later. A family parameter. There are different parameters options available: family parameter, shared parameter, project parameter, or global parameters, which I need to discuss a separate video so that you will be able to compare and distinguish between those things. So let us say this face length. Let us keep this as type property, and go with the other one, face width. Let us go with the top one, edit top, and you will be able to create the other rectangle portion on the inner side anywhere around the origin, and make a dimensions. It's di, make it equal, and similarly outer to outer, and outer center outer, equilateral outer. That's it. And this is the portion which the duct will get connected. So we can make it as a normal family. If I go here, this is the important thing, like if I go and select it, it will take as a length. We should not create this as a length type, so we're supposed to create this as a duct size. There is a reason behind it, so we have to create a parameter over in this place, and we'll come back and then assign the parameter to that. Let's say this duct width, and let us keep this as HVAC duct size. Let's say OK, and we can say that 200 maybe, and one more parameter, duct length. Again one more time, HVAC duct size, say OK, and you can make it as 300. So you can fill the other parameters, like for example our website, it is www.bimmodeler.com. You can get a BIM modeler, or you can give up freelancing jobs or contract basis job. Just say OK. Now you will be able to assign it from here. Duct width and duct lengths are available. Duct width, and the next one, it is duct length. Let us go and create the proper value for this. Say 500 by 500. And the above one will keep it as 200. This is looking good. And if you face that these dimensions are overlapping or looking bigger, you have to change the scale value so that it will be in small size. and you will be able to move around and you will be able to see it clearly. You can finish it. We just control the constraint on the front view, not on the other side. In the front, sorry, in the plan view, not on the front side. So go to the front side, and you will be able to see that it has a height, so we have to control that too. So we need a reference plane. You can select the reference plane from here and say create similar, or you can go to the create and reference plane from here and make a dimension the eye, and from the reference plane, not on the level, so you can tap and you can move over, just place it on, use the align tool, and you will be able to click the first object where the element need to be, and the second object need to be moved, and lock it. So you will be able to fix the height by selecting the element which you wanted to move. I want to move the reference plane. The height will be, say, 50. It looks great, and we have to see the other views and say 3D. You can see that it's simple add diffuser, and you can lock this dimension. So we just simply constrain the height of the blend solid. The next thing is that we need a connector, we need an annotation symbol. This is a 3D symbol. We need annotation symbols. Since we are creating a supplier terminal, we need a cross symbol, and we need an arrow, supply arrow going outward, and we need a connector. So first thing, we can create a connector on the 3D view or in the 2D view. The connector will be on the create tab and connectors. It is a duct connector. It can be placed on the face of the model or on the work plane. So I'm selecting tab to select the face and pressing escape. Select the connector. The connectors are in different dimensions. You can see it over on the instance property. The height, let us say height is the width, duct width, and width is the duct length. You can rotate it if you need the other side, but it is not required, so we can manage to keep it. Okay, so the next thing is we have to assign some properties to the connectors. Say, since it's a rectangular terminal, so we can keep it as rectangle and move it to the next one. It's a flow direction, it is calculated, and the direction must be a supply, so the air will come inside of this connector, so it is in, and it's supposed to be a supply air, not the fitting, not the return air, supply air. Loss method, if you do have any loss method defined in your catalog of the air terminal, so you can define it. So I don't have any loss value, so I'm just keeping it as simple. Since it's a air terminal, we need to specify the flow, so you can assign a parameter. It's not a maximum flow or minimum flow, it's air flow. So let's keep it as instance parameter, because the flow may vary from component to component. So keep it as instance and say okay. The parameter will be created and it will be dismissed. And the next thing, do we need anything to be updated on the connector? No, that's it. So we have connectors. Let's test it in our project. So let's go with file, new project. Let us take a mechanical template. Okay, On this mechanical template we have to load it. You can use load into project, so we have to edit it back. So load into project. Always the generic model will sit in the float, not on the particular height. So if you need to fix it in a height, so you can fix your own height, say uh, 3 feet, 4 feet, or 10 feet. So let me keep it as 8 feet, sorry, 8 feet symbol. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So but we need a symbol to create it, but we do have a ducts which is placed in placed. You can click this connector and you will be able to say inherit elevation and inherit size. The duct size will adjust to the size what we have defined on the connectors, and we can create the circuits. It's as simple it is, and we do need a symbol. So let us go back to the symbol, come back to the floor plan view. We need an arrow and we need a cross symbol, not this rectangle. So let us create a symbol line. So if you need to, there are different lines in Revit actually. So one is model line, the other one is in annotation symbolic line. The one more line it is in a project, it is detail line. So our detail family you will have, it will contain a detail line. There are three types of lines. So if you wanted to show the lines in 3D, you can use model line. So otherwise you can use symbolic line. I'm going to use it symbolic line, which is for 2D. So I'm going to pick the line option and I'm going to click the lock option so that it will lock into the 3D model automatically. So lock, click, lock, click, lock, click, lock, click, lock. On the other side, so I can click this side, one line I got it, the other line I can click here, later it's locked. You can use the trim and extend option, trim and extend, trim and extend. Now we have our line symbol. So we need an arrow. So I do have a family, a detail component family. I can load it. So from annotation, say detail component, I'm not loaded yet, so say yes. On the desktop, today's state, detail arrow. So I can place it anywhere I need it. Say we have to constrain it at what distance it will maintain. So we can click maybe from 150, so we can align it later 150. So let us keep this here. I have to rotate the family. So always in Revit it is very much easy. If you wanted to rotate here, so you can select this element and keep this element and press the space button, so it will rotate. So if you wanted to align with this line, so you can press the space, it will automatically align with that line. So it is very much quick tip. So I can place it here, 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 and I'm taking the dimension for this. It's a center axis of the arrow family from here to here, and from here to here, and okay, I think I missed it. Okay, got it all. So it's supposed to be off length of the length and width, so we have to keep it as off length and off width. So width one and length one, say this one will be a off and this one will be off length. So these two off length, so say length 1 In Revit it is used to be length 1 or width 1, but I used to keep it as off length. So let us keep as length 1 and say OK. On the other side, these two will be off width or width 2 parameter. Let us keep this as type and length will take automatically. Okay, let us go and assign parameter to this. Length 1 is equal to face length divided by 2, and width 2 will be face width, control C, control copy, it exact spelling and case sensitive. Okay, say okay. Now if you see that it's aligned very much perfectly to the edge of the air terminal. So control S, load into project, already the existing version. Okay, so we got it, but only the thing is that we see an extra rectangle which is nothing but the duct shape from the 3D model. We don't want to see it, so we can go back to the family. Only one small tweak, tab it. I just want to show you, so I did that. So I just selected it, and you will be able to see that you should not turn it off totally. You will go back, there is an option instance property, visibility and graphics, edit. I don't want to see it in the plan. It will compulsory view in 3D, but any other view is perfect, but I don't want to see it on the plan view. Say okay, that's a good settings. Control S, load into project, override the existing version. Now it's looking perfect. So later you can select all the component and say duct supplier 1. Okay, perfect. And generate layout, you can do like that, or you can click the button inherit elevation and inherit size. Like this you can do. There are different ways. You can create a main duct, and which is in the height of something around 9 feet. Let me keep it as 10 feet and say connect into this duct, and we can change this one, not a problem. And one more option which is required, and which I will show you on 3D. If you need something like air terminal on the duct, so we can place our air terminal on the duct. It's very much possible. It will exactly sit on the duct. If you see that it's getting aligned, like this, it will get connect also into the system. Like this. It's very simple. The reason why we are fixing a connector as the duct size, the parameter value as duct category, size category, it's supposed to be fixed on the duct automatically. For that reason only we are creating a parameter ducts as duct size. So hope you understand the things, and thank you so much for watching, and do subscribe. There are so many videos are coming on Revit families, parametric families, on the other families aspects and dynamo aspects. There are so many videos are coming up, so do subscribe. and thank you for your support. Thank you. Bye.